Hey everybody, this is Novak, and I'm super excited to be talking today with one of my amazing clients, Nilufar. Nilufar has been working with me for a few months now, and she's like a rock star. She's rocking her recovery, and she had some stunning results. So I invited her to come on today to share with you her struggles, her challenges, since her recovery, since her accident, and most importantly, to share with you her wins, her amazing results that she accomplished in a really pretty short period of time. So, Nilufar, thank you for joining me.
Hey, good to be here, Maya.
Oh, absolutely. So I would love to start with, how everything started. So how did you injure yourself? What happened? What kind of injury you have? And how this story started happening?
It was October 8th, 2017. It was a beautiful autumn sunny day, Sunday, and I'm an interior designer. So one of my clients works in hospitality business. So he calls me up and he says, there's this place in the mountains we would like to buy, and we would like you to take a look at it before we make final decisions as to what could be done there and stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, it's a beautiful day. It's Sunday. It's about an hour and a half, a trip to the mountains. I'm going to take advantage of this beautiful day. So I take one of my colleagues who is a civil engineer, so myself, then two people from the client, and one of the construction guys. We make this beautiful trip to the mountains. And what happens there is it's a building which is like partly finished building, but most of it was complete, right? And it was a two-story building. So I just remember, most of this I don't remember, like what happened exactly, I don't remember. I just remember enjoying the view from the windows to the mountains, right? I'm like, oh, this is so amazing. This could be such a beautiful place, blah, blah, blah. And then apparently what happened, the rest I don't remember. Apparently what happened, there was a part of the floor which wasn't done. So what happened is I stepped on the area of the flooring where there was no floor, but there was this gypsum board ceiling down on the first floor. Of course, it couldn't carry my 55 kilos, and I collapsed from 3 meters from second floor to first floor. Painful, I know. I don't remember any of this. In fact, I had a meeting with one of the nurses who admitted me to the hospital on October 8th. She was the one admitting me. And last week she was telling me, when you were moving you, right? You were screaming, don't touch, don't do this, don't do that, because apparently it was hurtful. But I don't remember any of these things. So next thing I remember, I woke up somewhere, and I just remember my brother asking me, like, where did you park a car? And then I woke up the next day in this hospital, not understanding that something bad happened, but I didn't know exactly what happened. So basically, I was very lucky to land on the first floor on the concrete flooring and to break my calcaneus bone, which is this heel bone, and a femur bone, like the one before the hip joint, like a small bone there. And so yeah, the two things for extended period of time. I couldn't walk, I couldn't get up from the bed, but that's how it happened.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's such our body and mind is are so great because you had this crazy accident and you don't remember things. So it's like, like a protection mode, and it's just, you woke up in the hospital confused probably. You also told me that you were speaking Italian.
My colleagues is Italian, and apparently the next day I also hit my head when I fell down, right? So they couldn't operate me for the longest time, but they were concerned like what really the damage was. So the next day, all the memories kept coming back, right? And I remember the things that I was asking my friends, like my friend was talking to me in Italian, and apparently half of the trip I spoke Italian, repeating the same thing in loop, like, who are you? How do I know you? What do I do with you? And he's like, oh, we work together. I'm like, which project? So that was, yeah, it was a loop conversation. But the next day when I was telling my friends, did this really happen? They're like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Nilufar, I love your laugh and how positive you are right now, but I know that at the beginning it wasn't like that. It was more emotional and mental struggles and everything. So how was for you emotionally and mentally in the first few weeks or the first few months before we start working together?
Well, I think there were several phases to this, the emotional roller coaster part, right? The first part is when you realize you cannot do anything for yourself, right? So you basically, you want to pee, you call someone, they help you pee, right? You want to eat, someone comes, feeds you, they give you food. Or you need to be washed and someone comes and cleans you. So this is really a like depressing part of it, right?
Mm.
All you have to do here is just to surrender. You have to accept that, okay, this is what I'm going through. I'll have to get through this. And it's extremely unpleasant. It's it really makes you like very vulnerable, I would say. And you feel bad, like you've kind of like a burden to other people. So yeah, that was the first part of it. But the second part kicked in, I think probably after I couldn't be operated immediately because they had to wait for hematome to disappear from my head. And they put me in a cast, and I had to make a trip to India because the recovery there would be faster. The toughest part was after the surgery, when about like 6 weeks, when I was non-weight bearing. I was just going wild, like 4 walls. It was so bad, really. I couldn't sleep at night. I guess your body needs some exercise, right? It needs to move a little bit. And you go to bed, it's just like, hey, we haven't done anything. How are we going to sleep, right? So that probably until they gave me an okay for weight bearing, which was mid-January, it was the roughest part emotionally. And I actually wrote my surgeon in India telling him, like, listen, is this the supplements I'm taking? Like, well, why is this, like, why am I so sad? Why am I so unhappy? He's like, keep yourself busy, right? Socialize, and try to relax. And if you really look at this, like, this was the solution. First of all, you need to relax. I wasn't relaxed. I was worried, like, what is going to happen? Like, am I recovering well enough? Am I going to be fine or not? Socializing wise, it was also difficult because it's winter. I'm afraid to fall down, and you really don't go out much. So you're mainly at home, and whoever comes to see you, that's your socializing, right?
Yeah.
So this part was very difficult. But the moment they gave me okay for weight bearing, I started going outside, started walking on the street, and started moving a little bit. And I started sleeping better, which was extremely critical, because the moment you start sleeping better, you kind of like, you're relaxing basically. Like, you're giving your body time to kind of, okay, shut down. Let's just go and sleep, right? So yeah, the emotional, that was good.
So yeah, you got the green light at mid of January, and that was also the time when we start working together in January. So yeah, absolutely, the longer the recovery and the more steps that you do towards that end result, the better you feel. But it is really that jungle of emotions and thoughts and everything that is basically happening, and sometimes it's pretty hard to see, like the light at the end of the tunnel. So this is the biggest struggle that people have with serious injuries like yours. And also, there is fear of pain and fear of re-injury and different type of fears that are so common with serious injuries and long recovery like yours. So we work quite a lot in regards to fears and how to get over this. So how did you feel when you started noticing these shifts in regards to the fears that you had?
The main shift was the moment when I accepted that, the moment I stopped asking myself questions like, why did this happen? And I know I mentioned this a million times on Facebook page, your surrender gracefully affirmation meditation. I think that was the key for me, because the moment you realize it is a part of your path, you're not going anywhere. You have to get through this for your own personal growth, spiritual growth, whatever growth, right? Like, just accept it, and surrender to it. And that realization helped me to kind of move things forward.
Mm-hmm. And what has changed in your life because of this shift, because of these changes?
You relax. You kind of, instead of asking like why, what have I done, like have I done something bad in my life, la la la, you just say, okay, well, it is what it is. It's part of nature. It's part of the process. Accept it and get through it.
Yeah. So you
Just
basically accept it. Yes.
Yeah, accept it and get through it. You know what I mean? Like everyone has a lot of fears, right? And I had this fear, like, of, to be honest with you, we discussed, I don't know where it's coming from. It's the reason I never took up skiing, right? So okay, so this happened. Maybe I had to go through this fear to kind of finally see that this is what it looks like. But the moment you kind of say, okay, it is what it is, I just have to focus on my recovery. I have to control things that I can control, and just like focus on sleeping, resting, doing some readings, doing things that I didn't have time to do before, your nutrition, taking your vitamins. So once you focus on those things, you kind of like your energy shift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what about the tools and the techniques that I taught you about how to shift this way of thinking? How did this help you?
Well, affirmations really helped me because, like, remember when I was afraid to step on my foot, right? And I really had to work on this fear that, like, the pain, remember the healing sensation, like I couldn't step on it. So all those affirmations, when you sit down every day and like you repeat the same thing 100 times, I think that played a huge role.
Mm-hmm.
Visual played a huge role. The exercises have been playing a huge role. I'm still doing them and I'm actually increasing them. So like everything that you've been kind of like mental changes, like the things that you do this, like these things that are in there, a little shifts, they made a huge difference. I really feel that, okay, the doctors put us on a path to recovery. So they kind of like, they fix your bones, they make sure that they're healing correctly and stuff like that. There is a point in the recovery when you need a guru, you need a coach, you need someone who will be kind of guiding you and telling you, listen, this is fine. You're not the first going through this. Many people have gone through this path. It's going to be okay. So you really need someone guiding you through this process to kind of like feel, all right, well, I'll get through this.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you, because it's not just this injury recovery, even though we are talking here about injury recovery, but any type of challenges that we have in life, we can try to resolve them on our own, but this can really take us longer periods of time. And I know for me, I have coaches as well. A lot of them, business coaches and relationship coaches, and just things so that I can basically thrive and move forward. So yeah, I completely agree that, having someone who can guide you and have this knowledge is beneficial. And like I said, at the beginning, I love your laugh now, and being positive and optimistic is really important in this recovery journey, because it's pretty hard for body to thrive and to heal in the best possible way if you are in a dark place. So how did this help you, when you started becoming more positive and optimistic? How did this help you to get over the challenges over the last few months?
Remember I mentioned to you that when you remember we set some goals, like personal goals. Like I have set a goal of hiking a specific trail in Greece, like in Crete. Then I set some personal goals in terms of relationships and stuff, and for my business as well. So what happens in reality is when you shift your focus from your injury to something else, right? Your energy kind of shifts onto creating something else, and you have the recovery program running in the background. So you do your exercise exercises, you do your nutrition, you do your hydration and all that stuff. You take care of that part of the business, right? But you're like intellectually, like your mind is on building something else. So like what happens is you're actually busy with something else, and recovery is running in the background. So you're not really focused like, okay, I'm still like not walking. I'm still not like not 100% of what I used to be, right? So I think the shift of the attention from, okay, well, I'm not what I used to be. I'm still like cannot do this, to something that you can do, right? And use it in a positive way. That made a huge difference.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And we were, of course, focusing on your injury recovery, but this type of mindful work affects different aspects of life. So what kind of changes did you notice, or what kind of change, what happened in your life as a result of this mindful work?
I feel there were certain areas of my life which were put on a back burner. I was like, I'm too busy for this. Like, I'll do this when I have time, when I'm less occupied with whatever projects and stuff like that. So I feel that this injury kind of stopped, right? And I'm really forced to do certain things that I didn't have time to do before. For example, I for the last 2-3 years I had this idea to I love lighting, like any type of like home lighting is my passion, let's say. And I work with specific textiles, right? And I wanted to combine those textiles with a specific lighting to create specific type of ambience lighting, right? And I didn't have time for that. So now what I had to do is, like, since I'm at home, I cannot really run around and do things. I did 3 samples. 2 of them are actually in my bedroom, really nice. Everyone compliments on that, whoever sees that. And then I have a client who is, again, the same client who took me to mountains, right? We're working together on another project. So I'm considering doing some for the cafe restaurant type of area, having several of those made and making them like a focal point. So yeah, something that was like an idea, which is probably something I needed to act on, and I didn't do it. Now I have to do it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and there are like that. There are a few things like that.
Yeah, and I can completely relate to that. It's like before the injury for myself, it was the same. It was like, oh, I'm gonna do that when I have time, and that time never came because always is something that you do, and those things that you want to sort of do it, they're like when I have time. And then this injury happens and your life changes in instance, and then you have like 24/7 and being in your bed and not doing anything and being on an emotional roller coaster, but also just being in that time and waiting. And I completely relate to that. That is the time for the work, the emotional and mindset work, but also to do those things that you were just pushing aside for that time in the future.
Yeah. It's not that important. I'll do it when I'll do it type of thing.
Yeah. So right now you are in your apartment, I assume?
I moved back on April 26th, which is what, 3 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
I had things, so I had to move back to be able to host him. And ever since I've been here, I still go to my parents to eat because it's I'm too lazy to cook, but but I'm here.
Awesome. Well, this is amazing because we were talking so much about being independent, and before the injury you were really independent woman.
Yeah.
So having that independence taken away from you, it was challenging. So when you told me that you moved back to your apartment, I mean, I was doing my happy dance for you because it was like, that's amazing, yeah. So yeah, what are you most proud of?
Oh, you again asked me this question, most proud of. I don't really think that we're doing something that's, I think we're doing whatever we're supposed to be doing because there's no other option. Non-recovery is not an option, right? So you do what you have to do to be able to kind of regain your like capabilities, like physical capabilities. I am grateful, not proud. I am grateful to my body for being able to heal itself. I'm grateful to my family who took care of me. I'm grateful to all my friends, my colleagues. I'm grateful to the financial stability that I have, because like 6 months I was out of work. I didn't do anything. And luckily I didn't feel the struggle of not earning anything. So there are a lot of things to be great. And I'm grateful I had this, thank God, not super serious injury. It's like the doctors knew how to fix it. It's not like something, oh, like we don't know what happened here. They're like, okay, it's this is like, it's a traditional type of thing. They deal with it on a regular basis. So, and I'm also grateful that I stayed alive, because I was pretty close to not staying alive.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Falling from the second floor down, it could turn, around differently. But you're here, which is the most important thing. Your story is not finished yet. You still have some things to do in this life. So, yeah. So what would you say to the person who is watching this and who is on the fence about the one-on-one support and guidance, about the one-on-one coaching?
I would say that they should seriously consider this, because it's not only a physical thing that they're going through. It's not only the body that needs recovery. It's also your mind, which has been traumatized, and you are worried, you are concerned, like, well, is life like this? Is this going to be like one thing happening again, and I'll be again like, let's say, disabled for some time? Let's put it this way. I would say it's a mental exercise that you need to go through. It's emotional exercise that you need to go through, and it's nice to have a guide. So if you can afford it, if it's something that will help you to feel better, to sleep better, to focus on things that you want to be focused on, definitely to do this. Yes, I don't regret doing this. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm so, proud of you. I know I told you so many times, but I'm extremely proud of you. I'm so happy for your results, everything that you accomplished, and, everything that you will accomplish even in the next few months. Because, serious injuries, they're not just like a week-long journey or a month-long journey. It can be, a few months or sometimes a year or 2 years. That's what happened to me. So I'm so extremely proud of you and happy for you. And thank you so much for coming and sharing this with us, and, showing also what is possible on the other side, because it's not just the, that dark place where people are right now, struggling with the recovery. So thank you so much for sharing this.
Oh, you're welcome. It's just to everyone who is listening, it's like, you just have to accept it. It's a part of your path. It's a part of your path. You'll get better, you'll get stronger, you will be a lot more doors open for you. It's not like, I have a friend who told me this and really helped me. He's basically told me, you're getting to the next level of evolution. It's like a seed that goes into the soil, right? And it needs to break. And it's a painful process, right? So that's the pain you're going through. So you're going to grow, and you're going to be beautiful, and it's all going to be fine. So just get through this.
Just get over this. Nilufar, thank you so much for joining me and taking the time for this. And you who are watching, if you want to talk more about this coaching program and how I can help you achieve your dream recovery, head over to mayanovak.com/discovery and schedule a healing discovery call with me. And there we will talk about your struggles, your challenges, what you want to achieve, and also we will see if we are a good match to be working together. So let's discuss how I can help you recover faster so that you can return to your normal life as soon as possible and feel normal again as soon as possible. So Nilufar, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you will have an amazing, fantastic the rest of the day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mario.